This week, we got two of my favorite top 10s coming out. Today, we're talking defense in honor of the Sack Exchange, which sounds like a club I was once a part of. But we got the Jet Sack Exchange, so I felt like today, let's talk defense. Tomorrow, we got the offensive list coming out. So if you're watching this a couple days later, they're both out already for you, which is nice. But let's just get started here with an honorable mention. That's Mean Joe Green. Mean Joe Green was a little bit higher, but a card came out today that I think is better than Mean Joe. So I'll talk about him in a second, but Mean Joe Green, for defensive tackles, I look for acceleration and speed. Speed's nice to have too. So you have 84 acceleration, 81 speed, pass rush, he's 80 with good tackling stats, 275, 6'4". Mean Joe is good. I don't think his X factors are too worth running, but I do like Mean Joe Green. His cards always play well, and this card's got great stats to back it up too. If you're looking to add any cards from my favorite top 10 today, head to my sponsor, MMOEXP. Cheap, fast, reliable mug coins. Use code FURRY. Check out 5% off. Link for website in description. I'm not sure why I started talking like that I'm not sure why I started talking like that. But Fred Warner, number 10 today. Fred Warner, user-wise, you can debate some guys over him as better users. Like even Chance, like he's faster. But the reason why I got Fred is because of the 85 zone coverage. If we go up here, middle linebackers, and we sort by, so probably down here, zone coverage, right? You're going to see Fred is by far the best. Like 80 zones, the second closest. I'm surprised that Kuechly's not better zone. Kuechly's someone that you could also debate here, right? For like as a better user, good COD, all that stuff. But Fred Warner is a guy that I really like because he's super flexible. Whether you're using the card or he's not someone you're using or someone you got to put into the flat or a vert hook, Fred Warner with that 85 zone, it makes a difference. Like you feel it. And he does get some decent X factors. I probably wouldn't run them because they're 2 AP, but Fred Warner, I have him here for the flexibility of being someone that can be a good user, but also has that zone coverage to back it up. Next up, we have Revis. Revis is kind of phasing out, but what's keeping Revis into top 10s and as a top defensive player is this right here, and that is, of course, universal coverage. For 1 AP, that comes on, turns off, comes on, turns off, and when it's on, you get KOs and better reactions on that whole side. We all know how zones play and how coverage plays in this game. So having this X factor that passively comes on and comes back is really good. Even though he's a little bit lower on the speed side of things, this X factor goes a long way for Darrelle Revis. And yes, the stats underwhelming. This card came out, week 1 it was. But still, we're holding on because he does get universal coverage. And also, he is the greatest man-to-man corner of all time. And next up is Micah Parsons. Not much to really say here. 87 speed Micah Parsons, 87 acceleration, 88 finesse move, 80 power moves, traits. Yes. Across the board with decent pursuit, speed, it's Micah Parsons. Always great. Always great to see Micah, and it's year in, year out, card drop after card drop, new Micahs after new Micahs, where he is a dominant force in mud. While I'm recording this, the Sack Exchange is not yet in the game, unfortunately. They are. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. But Gaston out. This LTD. I won't lie though. The rest of them are pretty mid. And even someone with a Jets theme team. Does the Sack Exchange get me excited? Off the field, okay. I gotta stop making jokes, but not really. I mean, I was just in my daddy's ball sack when this was happening. I don't even know if my daddy was in his daddy's ball sack when this was happening. I don't know how long ago this happened. But Mark Gastineau is the best of the three, and he's a top defensive player in the game. I think he's better on the inside, really, but he can also play on the outside. I mean, he has 85 speed if you got to do that. But on the inside, 88 acceleration, 85 speed with this weight is not bad. He's got good strength, too, to back it up. Finesse move, power move, block shed. And no matter what the rest of the stats are, we kind of do get to see all the important ones on Lyman. And if his X factor is good, it's just a bonus. But even if his X factor is bad, like you're not really using it, I would still put Gaston out here. I 100% would. Because these stats for a pass rusher right now are very good. Like, this card might be pretty expensive, believe it or not. I think there's a chance he is. I'm not going to lie. The next man up is Derek Stingley Jr. This card plays well. He moves well. Man higher than zone, which... Man, I think has a place in this game still. I think man's still really good, and if you're obviously running the A gap, you might lean on some man coverage sometimes. But from what I've seen playing against this card, I haven't used him myself, but Stingley is a stud. I like it. He looks great in game too, which to be in my favorites, you gotta look good and you gotta look the part out there a little bit at least. You definitely do. That's a nice little bonus to have. I just like using cards that feel like the people that they are. Simple as that. That's one thing I enjoy about him. But Derek Stingley, man, great card. What else can I really say? I don't really. He's just a good corner. Yeah, even X Factor wise, doesn't get anything. He does get a lot of man stuff. But like chuck out's nice. Chuck out's not bad for the slot. It's not terrible if you have him in a vert hook or something like that, where you got to chuck a slot receiver. Being able to lower that stamina isn't terrible. So Stingley here. And next up, big play, Darius Slay. He's got 87 speed. He's 6 foot. He's got better zone than man, which I do prefer. Even a decent tackler with like hit power and things like that. But it's mainly just the X factor with his size, the AKA deep zone KO. Another guy on today's list is gonna have that. I think he's next. But Slay cards always play great. This one's no different. You add the not many guys get deep zone KO or universal coverage, things like that. So you add that to a guy with a good build, good size. The price tag reflects how well the card plays. Even the same goes for Derek Stingley too. The LTD corners, is that the position that they're going to trap us this year with? I don't know. We'll see. Last year was safety. Are they going to trap us at corner this year? I hope not. It didn't start that way, which gives me hope that maybe it's just a phase. Hopefully EA breaks out of it. And next up is the center fielder. I usually don't actually like the AKA last names on the jerseys, but something about just the center fielder, it's tough. And the card art is tough, okay? It's all tough with Paul Krause. 87 speed. Acceleration, I really don't feel, but I do feel him agging people and making crazy plays because he's got good hands. Very good against the run for a free safety. He's very nice to have. He's just so good. The center fielder's everywhere, and of course does get that AKA deep zone KO. However, Slay gets it for 1 because Slay is a vintage compared to Paul Krause. That is not, and Paul Krause does not get a vintage card because this is actually his first AKA. But Paul Krause, stud, man. What more can you say about this card? If you played against him, you've probably thrown a pick to him. He's like that. He's like that. This might be the best Sean Taylor that we've seen in a while, and it gets me excited. Sean Taylor, his cards always play really good when they're used the right way. I love his weight. I love the size. I love how he is against the run. But normally he'll have like 55-man coverage, and you really have to use him in one way because a lot of people, if there's a good blitz in the game like there is now, you got to rely on man a little bit, and, having him out there, he will get picked apart in man-to-man coverage. But they gave him 80-man coverage. They did it with good speed and acceleration. His size, and they didn't skimp out anywhere. Sean Taylor, this card is so good. Does get some KOs in there. It's not deep zone, but I just think this card is so well distributed. I might be overhyping him a little bit because he does get the man coverage, but Sean Taylor cards just hit different. And again, this is my favorite list. And Sean Taylor's one of my favorites to use in the game, man. He really is. So the EA did him right. This is probably the best Sean Taylor card we've seen in a while. Coming in at number 2, we have these juiced game time cards. I think the card art does it for me, really. Like these, I love these card arts a lot. Like the way the team colors kind of play into the border. I just like it. But they juiced both Worthy and Wiggins. I know Worthy got the +1, Wiggins did not. But still, I mean, if Wiggins got the +1, he probably would be clear cut number 1. But he does get the man-to-man X factors. He does get outmatched, which you can't turn it off. But I would probably go no abilities on him and just let him do what he's going to do, man. Man zone are so damn high. And good against, like, they juiced this card. For a guy who's as light as he is, to have a good press and good tackling stats is crazy with the jumping agility, COD. And I hear that there's probably debate for Darius Slay with deep zone, or maybe even Revis to be higher because he does get universal coverage. But to me, like, the speed and 6'2" with these stats, that's honestly what does it for me with Nate Wiggins. I mean, you can run this guy no abilities and he still probably will be the best corner on your field. Number 1, this guy was caught doing some sack exchanges with people that he probably shouldn't have been doing them with. Lawrence Taylor, man. Lawrence Taylor, Giant legend. Okay, the Giants need a little love after this weekend. The Giants fans do, but this is your traditional busted, broken Lawrence Taylor card. Look at the traits, man. The way they do this, man, Lawrence, it is beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. With these stats and that speed, damn, okay. Lawrence Taylor, number 1. I played against him a couple times, and he's a game wrecker, just like you'd expect. Yep, I played against this one guy that was using him in the A-gap blitz. And let me tell you right now, I had no chance. Like, when he wasn't squeezing through, he was just shedding and then squeezing. Like, he is that good in this game, and I'm surprised I have him this high, but what this man has done to me on a mud field is broken. I haven't used him. He's obviously expensive, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. He's broken. He really is. But like affordability-wise, like these two guys, amazing. But have a good rest of your day. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and I will see you boys in the next one.